stuff up there.
You can have any spot you want right now, there's so many open.
Now's the time to do it.
I actually set too close.
Yeah. It's okay. This way we can trade seats if it gets really bad.
No, I feel like being over further at the camera. They usually have it right here, the podium's right in front of me, they look right at me the whole time.
I'm having the camera angle. 35 pounds. I'm gonna go with 35, by the way. That's my number.
How many cameras are on this?
Might have to run. Rich, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Board of Education meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6:30. We'll start by reading the Open Public Meeting Statement. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the rights of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of public bodies, at which time any business affecting their interests is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act and Board of Education Policy 0162, the Board of Education of the Borough of Falmouth has caused notice of the meeting to be posted in the board's office in the Falmouth High School and mailed or faxed to the Courier News, Falmouth Borough Clerk, South Falmouth Board of Education, and any person who has requested individual notice and paid the required fee. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we will be swearing in our new board member, Edith Lima, who is our representative from South Falmouth.
Yes. So if you could just read the statement.
Head on your head.
I, Edith Lima, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the government established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. I, Edith Lima, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of the Board of Education, and that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-3, nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJS 18A 12-1, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Welcome to the board. At this time, can we have a roll call of the members present?
Mr. Bale.
Here,
Mr. Fazio.
Here.
Ms. Casino.
Here.
Did I get it right?
You got
you
it?
did.
All right. Mr. Janucci.
Here.
Ms. Lima.
Here.
Ms. Musan.
Here.
Ms. Rosamano.
Here.
That is everybody for today.
Thank you. For the next agenda item, do we need to just read it off, or do we actually need to move a motion?
Motion.
Yeah,
Thank you.
do a motion. So, can I have a motion to accept the resignation of Joseph J. Tomasello?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Fazio, second. Second, Mr. Musan. Discussion, comments? Seeing none. Mr. Bale.
yes,
Mr. Fazio.
Yes.
Ms. Casino.
Yes.
Mr. Januzzi.
Yes.
Ms. Lima.
Thank you.
Abstain. Ms. Musan.
Yes.
And Ms. Rosamano.
Yes.
Motion passed. President Thomas.
Thank you. So I have just 4 items that I wanted to touch on, and I'll try and be as brief as possible. Just 4. So the first one has to do with the completion of a board reorganization. I just want to point out that we're in the process of assigning committee representation and committee chairs. I hope to be able to report back to everybody on what those appointments actually are at the next meeting. But it should cover us for the 4 standing committees as well as any ad hoc committees. Is that me?
No.
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 Fair enough. Any ad hoc committees that we have, for the year. The second topic has to do with, the recruitment of new members. So as you might have heard, we had, another resignation, so there are actually 2 seats available on the Board of Education. To make things a little bit easier, we've actually posted a new link on the district's website, thanks to a recommendation. And we're hoping that any interested members of the public will come forward, express their interest, and hopefully be considered for addition to the body. The third item I wanted to just provide a brief update on has to do with the search for the new superintendent. So the board's been hard at work, based on the project plan that we had put together to try and find, the right candidate to bring in as the next superintendent for the district. I'm pleased to report that we had 31 applications, submitted for interest in the position, which, was actually a very strong pool. 16 of those were already superintendents or assistant superintendents at some point in their career. 6 were principals or vice principals, 8 directors or supervisors, and then 1 other applicant. The vast majority came from New Jersey, but a few from the surrounding states. The board has already begun to interview first round candidates, and we're looking forward to continuing to make progress. If you're interested in the timeline for that search and what the steps are, that's also posted on the website, but I can let you know that the first round interviews are tentatively scheduled to be completed in the coming week. The second round interviews would be happening in the first to second week of February, and then ultimately we're looking to make an appointment by the end of March. So hopefully more information that we can share in the very near future. And the last thing that I wanted to mention was just a brief congratulations to Claudia Farrell, who broke the all-time scoring record for our boys basketball team over the weekend. Just send out, congratulations to him as well for his significant accomplishment. With that, Dr. Gallagher, I'm going to get over to you for your superintendent's report.
Okay, at this time, we have our students of the month. We will start with Lamont Adams with Dr. S.
Good evening, student of the month, and for the end, Hayden Sharp. And student of the month for Lamont Ants, Abigail O'Brien Hernandez.
Students of the month at Lafayette School, we have Mrs. Clark.
All right, one of our students of the month at Lafayette for January is Jefferson Veloso Martinez. And our second recipient is Matthew Aguilar Herrera.
School, we have Mr. Edwards.
Good evening, everyone. Our first recipient is Viviana Evans Stone. Our second recipient is Jonathan Benfar Cruz. Our next student is Jaspreet Kumar. And our last student is Brianna Sandoval. Dr. Gallagher, I have one of my students.
Yep. You can wait.
This is Viviana Evans Stone. Thank you.
For community middle school, we have Mr. Egan.
Good evening. Our first recipient, Valerie Schlacken. And our second group is Manuel Vasquez.
For Down High School, we have Mr. Smith.
All right. All right, good evening. Our first recipient, Diego Escobar Velasquez. Our second recipient, Olivia Ullman. Our next recipient, Tyreek Jackson. And last but certainly not least, Joseph Jimenez. Thank you.
Moving on to our general awards of the month. I did see a few students come in, after we got started, so as principals come up, if you see, one of your students of the month, you can call them up after you call your gen, please. For Lamont Monez, we have Dr. S.
Anyone who knows Mrs. Cordero knows that she will do anything and everything for her school community. She's the brightest smile you greet each morning, the friendliest good morning you'll hear, and she goes above and beyond every day. Mrs. Cordero is one of the hardest workers we need. Not only does she dedicate herself to keeping every classroom spotless, which is crucial to the safety of our staff and students in these times, but she also connects with teachers and students alike in a special way. There's no challenge she isn't willing to take on at first, and she fully strives to help in any way she can. We are so lucky to have her. Ms. Cordero, thank you for all that you do for us. You deserve all the appreciation in the world, not only for your hard work in keeping our school safe and clean, but also for the joy you bring to our building each day. Congratulations.
For Lafayette School, we have Mrs. Clark.
Jefferson, I saw you walk in. Jefferson Beloso Martinez, congratulations on the school. All right, Lafayette's gem for the month of January is Mrs. Amy Zarama. Mrs. Zarama has been a first-grade ESL support teacher for the last few years. In this role, she is tasked with helping students gain command of the English language. Often, Mrs. Zarama becomes a resource for families as she helps them transition to life in America and takes time to carefully explain how they can best help their children at home. Mrs. Zarama has been a mentor many times, including for myself, each time taking her mentee under her wing as she helps them get accustomed to downward procedures and curriculum. Time and again, Mrs. Zarama has and support for other employees that although might not be her mentee, still need some guidance or an extra hand. This is something she does on her own, expecting nothing in return, because that is who she is, a helper. Mrs. Aramis, thank you for your dedication to our staff and our students and their families. Lafayette appreciates you.
For small school, we have a third.
I'd first like to recognize one of our students came in, Jonathan Mentor Cruz. Good evening again. Ms. Guzzo is in her first year at Smalley School. She joins our special education and fourth grade team this year. Ms. Guzzo has acclimated to Team Smalley just fine. She co-teaches with her partner teacher as well as collaborates with her student teacher in the 207. She has adapted new learning styles and instruction during these difficult times and challenges. She is able to teach whole group learning, but strives focusing on smaller groups for center work and guided reading. She has filled in and supported our ABA students at times as well. Being trained to handle with care and having background with autistic students, it strengthens the support of our students with disabilities. One teacher quote, "I literally saw her walking into her classroom with her belongings and dropped everything, threw her foot on the floor, and supported the teacher and the student. She went out of her way to help another colleague. She has participated in every climate culture morale booster, such as dressing up for Halloween, Week of Respect, and Red Ribbon Week. She amends and follows all IEPs and takes notes to better involve herself with the child, case manager, and parent. It's always nice sight to see when the teacher goes the extra mile. That is what I saw 2 weeks ago while doing a walkthrough in the classroom. Instead of seeing centers on the board or on the screen, Ms. Guzzo bought and designed her own center group for the students to see visually and see better and follow. Ms. Guzzo is going the extra mile daily by educating our students, but most importantly, caring for them. She is making Smalley School a better place for our students and staff, and I'd like to congratulate Ms. Guzzo for being recognized as the January Gem of the Month.
For community middle school, we have Mr. Ian.
Hello again. The community middle school is proud to recognize Ms. Zia Garazzi as this month's representative for the Gem Award recipient. Nurse Zia joined the CMS staff earlier this school year. As you can imagine, starting a new job as a school nurse in the middle of a pandemic is quite an experience. Nurse Zia hit the ground running and hasn't stopped since. Twice a week, she splits the time between community middle school and Lafayette. Each day, Nurse Zia makes dozens of phone calls home, helps families navigate their way through COVID and other health-related issues. Nurse Zia understands the stresses that students and their families are experiencing. She approaches each interaction with kindness and compassion. We are truly fortunate to have Zia as part of our middle school family. On behalf of the CMS teaching staff, I would like to thank Nurse Zia Garazzi for her contributions to the health and well-being of our school community.
For the Downward School District, our recipient this month is Elizabeth Knoll. She is our new accounts payable person. She has been she came in behind Mrs. Wolford, so she had some pretty big shoes to fill. She's done an excellent job for us. More importantly, for this month, she went above and beyond to help me try to get all of our testing supplies and our machines in to start our test and stay program, and we're hoping to have that up and running shortly, but she has been my godsend on that, because she's the one who's been on the phone with the company, trying to get everything ordered and get it here on time. Unfortunately, like everybody else in the world, I'm sure you know, trying to get testing supplies at this particular moment in time is a little stressful, to say the least. Ours are ordered, we're hoping to have them. Hopefully we'll have them sometime this week. But again, our gem of the month is Mrs. Knoll, doing a fantastic job for us. So, so for Downward High School, we now have Mr. Smith.
All right, good evening again. Our gem recipient for the month of January is Ms. Bartali. Ms. Bartali is a dedicated staff member that advocates for her students. She exhibits knowledge of principles, theories, methods, techniques, and strategies pertaining to teaching and instruction of English language learners. In addition, her instructional pedagogy provides appropriate and effective learning experiences for students from a wide range of socioeconomic levels and cultural backgrounds. Ms. Bartali's ability to be a team player does not go unnoticed. She is well respected among her colleagues and maintains a positive rapport with all staff and students. She demonstrates high ethical standards, which is apparent through her relationships with students and their mutual respect for each other. For example, Ms. Bartali provides extra help for her students and ensures they are receiving the proper placements and the accommodations they need to be successful. She is extremely patient and calm, allowing her students to ask questions and build confidence in themselves. Moreover, Ms. Bartali provides individual students with positive and prompt feedback on their progress. She sets high standards for student performance and achievement and adjusts instruction to objectives and individual needs on a daily basis by documenting student outcomes and evaluating English fluency. She also provides information regularly to parents, students, and administration regarding student progress, expectations, goals, etc. Ms. Bartali provides SIOP training, which is sheltered instruction training, to all of the new teachers throughout the year, allowing her students to receive proper modifications in all of their classes. Ms. Bartali is also the junior class advisor, helping students with fundraising ideas, and is always willing to help out those who need it. For these reasons, among others, Ms. Bartali is recipient of the General Award for Downward High School.
At this time, Mr. Smith also has a special presentation that will be right now.
Okay, so this is the second time a history teacher from Downward High School has won this award in the past 4 years. So I thought it was worthwhile to put on the agenda to recognize our teacher. That being said, it's my pleasure to recognize Mr. Lee Casperson as the local recipient of the Smart Mayor DFW National Citizenship Education Teacher Award for the 2021-2022 school year. Founded in 1999, the award is presented to a teacher who promotes civic responsibility, flag etiquette, and patriotism while fostering the development of democratic values and beliefs through special projects. Mr. Casperson works to develop in each of his students an appreciation of American ideals and cultural heritage. In addition, he strives to develop in his students a proficiency in the use of social studies inquiry skills and concepts while motivating each student to understand and exercise rights, privileges, and responsibilities as a citizen. Also, through his content, knowledge, and pedagogy, he cultivates knowledge of the geographical, historical, cultural, and political factors which influence the development of the United States. Mr. Casperson also encourages his students to develop sound opinions based on study of facts concerning operation of political and economic systems. Mr. Casperson has a rapturous love for America and its ideals and infectious enthusiasm for teaching social studies. He effectively engages students by treating teaching and learning as a collaborative process and by showing his students that their thoughts and opinions are valuable. His philosophy is that all students can learn regardless of their label. It has been a great pleasure assisting Mr. Casperson in his professional endeavors as an educator and an advocate of children, and it is without reservation that Mr. Casperson was named as the recipient of the Smart Mayor DFW National Citizenship Education Award. Mr. Casperson. Okay, so he won the local award. Now it's going to go to the district and then hopefully to national. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. Great job.
Okay, the last item on my report is the new COVID guidelines. Everybody knows that some new guidelines came out reducing the quarantine time for students who are exposed without symptoms. Our guidelines for that are coming out tomorrow or Wednesday. Just so everybody's aware, I given us, we had to hire a COVID specialist by policy and by, I guess, by law from the state of New Jersey. So Ms. Larson is our COVID specialist. So she has developed the guidelines that will be going out shortly. And just so everybody knows, it's 5 pages long. The guidelines are ever changing, and part of the problem of trying to get something that's crystal clear out to people is the fact that things constantly seem to be changing, day by day, week by week, and so on and so forth. So we wanted to make sure we have something clean that's going to go out to the parents, and that should go out tomorrow, if not the latest Wednesday. So with that, I have nothing else. I think we need to take a 5-minute recess at this moment in time. So if anybody has to depart and take the little ones home, put them to bed, or do homework and things like that, now's the time. Thank you.
I don't write it down, doesn't it? Yes, sir.
This is at the minutes at the same time.
Okay.
So, normally what we do is just read that first part and then say, for items 5.2, 5.3,
Okay,
and then you can go into anybody who needs to abstain or change what needs to be made to those minutes.
great,
Okay?
yeah,
Then it's pretty much the same way we run it down, for each system.
understood,
All right?
yeah.
Yeah, and
That's not good.
that's it.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Nature has a way of fixing that, right?
no, it should be fine.
Yeah.
It's a couple hours, right?
Yeah. Here, though. Yeah, okay, it's kind of wrong. We just-
No,
sometimes
nothing gets
that's-
that serious anymore. It was a month ago, but we're just now. Who knows, what other things to do out of it by now?
I'm doing a lot more.
That'd be amazing. You go back to playing hockey. I can't read anything. Look at the problem she gives me. This is a student, is this correct? I'm just gonna check it with a calculator. I can't.
Whenever you're ready.
Give me one second. You want to find the job, or-
Bang again.
Any opportunity I have to bang the gavel at this point, I'm trying to do it. Okay. So, as I mentioned, our committees haven't actually begun their work, so we do not have any committee reports for this evening in section 3. At this point, we are open to the public for agenda items only. Do I need to read the whole statement? Or just invite?
Usually you read the statement.
Great, thank you. So in accordance with district policy 0167, public participation in board meetings, members of the public must sign into the podium or online, providing their name, address, and group affiliation if applicable. Please state your name and address, followed by your public participation agenda items only comments for the meeting. Your public participation is limited to 3 to 5 minutes in duration, and no participant may speak more than once on the same topic until all others who wish to speak on the topic have been heard. So at this time, do we have any public comments for agenda items from the room? Seeing none, Dr. Gallagher, do we have any online?
We have none online.
Alright.
So we'll move on to the approval of minutes. Resolved that the Falmouth Board of Education approves the minutes for the following meetings. This was for the minutes from 12/13/21, as well as 1/10/22, and the reorganization meeting on 1/10/22. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. Can I have a second?
Second,
Thank you, Mr. Fazio. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I need to abstain from the 10th. I was gonna say, I abstain from the 15th.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Oh, now I'm standing, so I'm
You got it.
Okay.
So with that, can we have a roll call?
Mr. Bale?
Yes.
Mr. Fazio?
Yes to 5.1 and abstain for the other two.
Ms. Casino?
Yes.
Mr. Janutus?
Yes.
Ms. Lehman is abstaining. Ms. Mazzano?
Yes.
Ms. Rosamond?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Moving on to section 6. Resolved that the superintendent recommends for approval the resolutions as outlined in personnel resolutions under district and high school, 6.2 through 6.4. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Fazio. Can I have a second? Thank you, Mrs. Romano. Comments?
So the rescinding of the, I guess the ones with Mr. Shackett, is that they're just not coming anymore, or?
We're talking about the nurses?
The nurse is eight.
No, but
It's 6.4.
cooperating teachers.
Oh, so sorry.
Yes, it's important.
Yeah, I would assume that that person's not.
Okay,
Yeah, they were placed in a different district.
gotcha.
Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bale?
Yes.
Mr. Fazio?
Yes.
Ms. Casino?
Yes.
Mr. Janutus?
Yes.
Ms. Lehman?
Abstain.
Ms. Mazzano?
Yes.
Ms. Rosamond?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 7.1, resolve that the superintendent recommends for approval the resolutions as outlined in personnel resolutions under middle and elementary schools, 7.2 through 7.9. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Fazio. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Fowler. Discussion?
I think it's nice that, we're starting an art club at the middle school. I think that's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, it was good
That's
to
great
see.
to see.
And on a personal note, I will say in 7.3, I'm very happy to see that Ms. Christian was retained. She's actually been covering one of my son's classes. He has nothing but the best things to say about her, so I think it's great that we found a way to keep her in district. Super.
Excellent.
Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bale?
Yes.
Mr. Fazio?
Yes.
Ms. Casino?
Yes.
Mr. Janutus?
Yes.
Ms. Lehman?
Abstain.
Ms. Mazzano?
Yes.
And Ms. Rosamond?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item number 8.1, resolve that the Bound Brook Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in education resolutions under district and high schools, 8.2 and 8.3. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Fazio. May I have a second?
Second.
You can rock, paper, scissors later. Ms. Cusino, thank you. Discussion? Hearing none. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bale?
Yes.
Mr. Fazio?
Yes.
Ms. Casino?
Yes.
Mr. Janutus?
Yes.
Ms. Lehman?
Abstain.
Ms. Mazzano?
Yes.
Ms. Rosamond?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item number 9.1, resolve that the Bound Brook Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in education resolutions under middle and elementary schools, 9.2 and 9.3. May I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Fazio. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Munson. Discussion?
For that, career day, do they bring in former students as well? Because my daughter had asked me, when they do things like, 'cause she likes to do outreach, so is that something?
Yeah, we do. I think Mr. Mormont was the,
All right, I'll talk to my daughter, because I know she has mentioned, wanting to give back to the community, the school community, so she's got a job in August, so She might want to talk about how she went about getting it.
That's the first requirement of speaking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good job.
A good one, too.
Any other comments or discussion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Mr. Zeno,
Yes.
Mr. Denise,
Yes?
Mr. Lima,
Abstain.
Mr. McDonald,
Yes.
and Ms. Rosamond.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 10.1, resolved that the Bamberg Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in Finance Resolutions 10.2 through 10.11. May I have a motion?
Motion?
Thank you, Mr. Fazio. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Fall. Open for discussion.
I just wanted to thank, I know it's Mr. O'Malley, he's been doing this for years and years and years, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And every year I thank him for, taking care of those trees outside front, that's awesome. And then thank you for the donations to the robotics club.
Yes.
Absolutely. Any other comments or discussion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes?
Mr. Zeno,
Yes.
Mr. Denise,
Yes?
Ms. Lima,
Abstain.
Ms. McDonald,
Yes.
Ms. Rosamond. Motion carries.
I believe we are now up to section 12, which would be new business. Is there any to be moved? The only other comment that I would offer, and I actually forgot this in my president's address, among the things that we are actually passionate about, or me personally am passionate about seeing progress on, includes the expiring contract for our teachers. Mr. Paxton has already reached out to begin that conversation. I think I just want to continue to express that it's a priority for the board, and we remain very willing and able to make progress on that discussion when the time comes. At this point, I believe we are open to the public for discussion.
There are no online comments.
Anyone in the room?
Easy.
All right, so at this point, I believe we are going to move into executive session. Dr. Gallagher, can you confirm the particulars on that?
1, 2, 7, 8, 9.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion?
Motion?
We'll go with Mr. Fazio first and Mr. Bell second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll be reconvening.
Yes.
For the conclusion? Yeah.
For
So,
him.
yeah, we will be back to move for his, before we adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
They waited, of course, until tonight. Yeah. Had I given them 1 day or 1 year, they still would have done it. Didn't matter how long.
Yeah.
Dr. Go.
No. Stay right there. Leave it up and running. We'll go back.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
My next meeting.
And see, you're not sure. That's start, right?
Yep.
All right, then. Give that a good luck.
13-year-old was there because she brought trouble. Exactly. So, but it's not my trouble. Yeah, you could. You're not coming to these things, I'm going to come to the shop.
Hey, what happened to these people? But the camera is white. The camera says white. No, it's different. Usually they don't take, doesn't take a long time, but this time it's good. But it's good, it's not so long. So they will go. They will come with people. Okay, you feel better? Sorry?
And then the next day, she sends me a copy of her photo. It's like, hey, Dad, this project.
All right. Oh, I guess we gotta. It's, what, 15, 16. I thought I opened my computer, so I know what it said.
You want me to read it off? No. All right, be resolved, Barron Board of Education approves resolutions outlining the approval regulations for each education under high school, and that is 15.2. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Dow, seconded by Mr. Fazio. Mr. Dow,
Yes.
Mr. Fazio,
Yes.
Mr. Zeno,
Yes.
Mr. Janucci,
Yes.
Ms. Lima,
I'm going to abstain.
Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes.
and Mr. Samant. Motion carries. 16.1. Be it resolved that the Barron Board of Education approves the resolutions as outlined in approval of each education under middle and elementary school. Can I get a motion, 6.2, 6.3, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Fazio, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Samant. Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Mr. Fazio,
Yes.
Mr. Zeno,
Yes.
Mr. Janucci,
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Mr. Samant.
Yes.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Fazio, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Bell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah, I found it.
All right, shut us off.
Not in my case.
We're all done.
Did you actually move every motion tonight, or were there any that anybody else?
I moved them all.
It was
Trying to
great.
move.
It was great. That's the way it makes it.